This is WZRD Chicago 88.3 FM. And we have with us at WZRD Sarah Wells of Art for the Homeless. Welcome, Sarah.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, first of all, Sarah, what started you on the road to helping the homeless? Did being an artist and working with artists come first, or helping the homeless and working with the homeless?
Okay, helping the homeless first
Mhm.
with another friend of mine, and his name was David Floodstrand. And he actually used to go down to Wacker Drive and help people individually, one by one. He would give oranges, bottles of water, socks. And I found out about him on Facebook, and I got his phone number and I called him, and we became friends, and we worked out this group called Art for the Homeless. So after we connected up, then we started doing events and stuff. So that's what we're doing. I'm doing a lot of events, and it's kind of expanded because now what I'm also doing is I'm going to shelters and making art with the residents.
Oh,
So we're doing a variety of things,
mhm,
helping the residents with art for themselves,
mhm,
selling our artwork and donating funds for the various shelters that we're helping.
mhm.
So, additionally, helping the residents with the art is something I'm very excited about.
For sure, because art is very uh, therapeutic for many people, and
Yeah.
I think for the homeless as well. Do you have any therapist with you doing it, or is it your own project and that of Davis? Is it the two of you working together?
Okay. So it was the both of us. And I have more friends that I'm including, but he did pass away a couple years ago.
Mm,
And so because of that, I really that kind of hit me hard. And I thought, oh, I really do need to expand this and get more people, more artists involved, because
mm.
that was the original purpose. So anyway, nobody that I know of is a therapist, but just making art, being in a group, communicating, that's therapy from my view.
Mhm. Do you find that homeless people, when they start to working with you on art and then seeing their own creations, do you see any change in some of them? Do they start maybe taking more initiative and thinking more easily outside of the box?
That is such a good question. And I just want to answer it like this. Because I've only done a couple, I haven't then gone again to see them.
Mm,
But the amount of joy that I saw on their faces when they finished something was really good.
mhm.
So I just want to say, I think that it will help them in many respects.
Yeah, I kind of believe so too. What do you find are common themes that the homeless people use in their art and the other people that are not homeless that use in their art? Are there any cross connections?
Okay, now I like that question too. So give me just a moment.
I see.
The last class I did for the homeless, it seems to me that we had one guy do landscapes, another person do a bunch of hearts. We had a lady make flowers. It seemed to me that a lot of it had to do with lots of color, actually, lots of color. I
And
didn't see anything that was depressing or anything.
yeah, that's what I wanted to mention. It seems as if their themes are very uplifting.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
And then what about other artists that help the homeless? What are their themes when they do art? And when they do it, they know that the art is intended to help the homeless, right?
Yes. Now I wanted to say I'm the main person delivering the art classes. The
Mhm.
other people have come to the events where they've sold their art and then made a donation at the end of the event. That's something that we started. That was kind of our first event type function. Sell our art and then give a donation. And we have decided it's at least 25% of whatever the artist makes, he gives.
And artists don't have any problem with that. What do they tell
No.
you? Do you have a lot of repeat artists that stick with you and?
Yes, we do have repeat, and they seemed fine with it at first. I used to always, Dave and I would always say, okay, donate what you want, but that wouldn't actually work if you had a really big function, because somebody might decide to donate, a certain amount and somebody else a lesser amount. So we just decided 25%, and everybody took well to it.
Mhm. What about
And in our last event, oh, I'm sorry, I cut
no,
you.
no, at
Oh,
at your last event, what?
everybody sold something. So that was really great.
When the homeless do art, do they sell their art as well?
Uh, Thank you so much for bringing that up. I wanted to see about implementing that.
Mhm.
That let's say we had a free class, they made their art, we figured out getting it framed. Then we have another event where they sell their art,
Mhm.
and that could be art from the homeless.
Right, right, exactly. When they finish the art and then they frame it, do they leave it with you? Because if let's say if they are homeless, maybe there are many different types of homelessness. There are of course the out on the street homeless, and then there are the homeless that are yeah, they don't have a place of their own, but they don't have to try to survive on the street. And
Yeah.
when they do finish a piece of art, those that have to try to survive on the street, it's not very conducive for them to have that piece of work with them. So what happens to that piece of work?
Okay, that's also a good question. And I haven't actually run into that, because where we have done the classes are places where the residents are actually living.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Right. Mm.
Yes.
Uh, when you said that uh you said you saw David on Facebook, right? And then you got in touch with him. You admired his work.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
and he is a fantastic artist, by the way. And we
Oh.
have some of his work on our Facebook page. David Floodstrand is his name,
Mhm,
but he was a fantastic artist, and he was also an author.
mhm. Did you work with any other homeless advocates besides David?
Um, no, except the shelters that I was, involved in. So no, nobody else who was like me on that. Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm certainly looking for those types of people.
Mhm. When you got in touch with David, you already knew that he was an artist. Did he get on your radar because you knew him as an artist, and then you were surprised that he also was doing work for the homeless?
No, I met him because he was doing the work for the homeless. Then
Oh,
we
okay.
both got in touch and found out we were both artists. Then we're like, oh, we should do things. We should use our art to help people. And
Mhm,
that's how it all started between the both of us.
mhm. Yes, that's what matters. Everybody has their special talent, and when that talent is brought to good use, it aligns with the universe, and that's very beautiful.
Yes, exactly.
When 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 you do this, what do people what are their reactions? Do you do pe mostly people encourage you? Are there any detractors, and how do you deal with them if they?
Oh, I am very happy to tell you something, and I'm very blessed. I have had zero people in the last 6 years say anything negative to me or try to stop. I've only had people very, very encouraging, very encouraging.
Wonderful. Yes, wonderful.
Yeah.
What about the homeless shelters? Do you usually you like for Lincoln Park Community Services? You did
Yeah.
you find them or did they find you?
Okay, I found them because I said, David, here's what we got to do. We have to start having events, and I'm going to call this place because I went online and I checked them out. They've been around for right now. They had their 40th anniversary just about a month ago. So they've been around a long time.
Mhm.
And I asked them, could I come visit? And then from the visit, I said, hey, could we do an event here? And they put me through to the right people. And we did our first event. Now, that was 5 years ago. We were going to do another one. COVID hit. Me and my hubby moved to Florida for a while. We came back, and then I reconnected to them almost immediately when I got back to set up another event.
Mhm. So how
Yeah.
many events are you able to do at the Lincoln Park Community Service a year approximately?
Oh, I'm telling you, they mentioned we could come again in the spring, but I could do those art classes for the residents, like, probably often. And it's not far for me to go there for my husband's work. So that's very good. But I'm also branching out a little bit. My brother connected me up to somebody in Rockton, and we had an art event there, and we made a donation to the Rockford Rescue Mission. So yeah, there's definitely other places. And I wanted to mention, in Chicago, there is at least 60 organizations with volunteers and staff who are working hard to help the homeless.
Do you find that is that enough, or do we need much more than that to
We need much more.
mhm.
We need much more. And we need places like Lincoln Park Community Services, where they're so established that they can have people live there. They can actually handle 100 people at a time, and they help them to get skills they need to actually get jobs, places to live. It is really quite something. Now, would you mind if I just tell you a few numbers? This is why we need more,
Please do.
okay?
Yes,
Now,
please
I would
do.
love my idea to go nationwide. I will just love this, because listen, there's 4.2 million youth in the USA experiencing homeless each year. In the state of Illinois, there's 700 veterans who are homeless. In Chicago, there are 12,000 unaccompanied youth experiencing homelessness. And last year, as of January 2024, because of all the people, the migrants who have arrived, the homeless number went from like 6,100 like adults. Now it's like 18,000 in Chicago because of that. So yeah, more organizations and more people, like individuals helping, pitching in. And if I had lots of artists, maybe an artist could sponsor a shelter, and it could be like, that person is responsible to help that particular shelter. That was something I actually has been thinking about.
Mhm. Have you ever worked with schools? It seems as if these classes that you offer would be very conducive to helping homeless youth at schools too, because there are a lot of homeless youth at schools now.
That is a good idea. And I have not thought of that as of yet, but that is a good idea.
Okay. And what about at let's say Lincoln Park Community Services? Is it there that the homeless take some art classes with you?
Yes, we did it right there. They have a large space for the cafeteria. So we did it, when there's not meals being prepared or meals being served.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So yeah.
And what about those residents? Are they required to take some classes, or they just want to do something and then they register to take your class?
Okay, so they signed up. They like voluntarily signed up. But
Uh-huh.
the organization had promotion put out, they had flyers put out, they were suggesting people sign up. So it's not like they have to,
Mhm.
but they did want to.
Of
So that
course.
was really great.
Yes, because I know that there are some units of government, let's say, that require people to do something in order to get some service. So that's why I asked the
Oh,
question. For instance, let's say for link benefits, people have to go to either try to go to school, or you have to try to find a job in order to keep those SNAP benefits. So that's one of
oh,
the
okay.
examples. Mhm. And then some shelters need them to like maybe attend a religious service in order to be there and all that. So, okay. Uh, when the homeless take those art classes with you, what kind of skills do you see them gaining that would be helpful to them in maybe gaining employment, surviving on their own, and making a good living for themselves? At least um, stepping lifting themselves out of homelessness.
Now, I'm not quite sure I could answer that too well, because I just did the art with them. The
Mhm,
organization itself does all of those other things that you were just mentioning, like
mhm.
helping them with their skills and everything. But
Uh,
I am so impressed when I'm there. I mean, people donate very nice clothes. I saw this happen one day. Very nice clothes, so that when the residents have to go for a job interview, they can pick out clothes that they can wear. They really take care of them point by point, what's needed, so that they can go back and make it in the world.
Good.
And I know I didn't fully answer. It's just that I haven't been that involved in that part.
Oh no, that's okay. I understand because you're deep in the art and you're trying to pass along that skill, and it does take much attention in order to be able to develop and teach a good class. I was thinking that when your students plan
Yeah.
let's say an assignment, they do require planning, and that planning is conducive to other planning as well.
Oh, for sure. Yes. Planning and discipline and all.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
When I do more classes and like return, I'll probably be able to help them on things like that.
Mhm. And do most of your students, let's say the homeless students, uh, how many do you see many that have an art background, or they mostly do not have any experience in making art?
Some of that art was so good that I
Mhm.
am pretty sure some of them did have an art background.
Mhm.
But that's a great idea you just gave me. I could have them fill out a little survey before we start and
Mhm.
ask them that question. What experience do you have? Do you have an art background? That kind of thing.
Mhm.
But some of the art was very, very good. So it's quite possible they did have art experience previously.
Mhm. Yeah. It's very easy to fall on hard times.
Yes.
Mhm. So what are your plans for the future, and how do you plan to uh, either keep the project about the same, Art for the Homeless about the same, or how are you planning to improve?
Okay. Improving involves getting more people involved.
Mhm.
And even doing this with you today, people may have an interest. And since I was working with another fellow on the radio, I did get more artists involved. But one of the thoughts I had today is, when I was looking at all the different organizations which are helping the homeless in Chicago, is if the group was big enough, you literally could, say to somebody, as an artist, I want you to go over there and deliver a class to their residents. Or I want you to go over there and set up an event for us to come sell our arts and help support them. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking at on how to expand. But I think it starts with getting more artists.
Mhm. Right now, about how many artists do you normally have
Um,
at an event? Like how many
we we
regulars?
we we have about 15 who have come to events, and you asked if there was repeats, and of those there have been repeats.
Mhm.
But in the Facebook group, I don't remember if it's 800. I think we have 800 members in our Art for the Homeless Facebook group.
Uh-huh.
So that's cool. And some of the artists have sold their art, just on Facebook as well.
Mhm. When you these people, these artists, are they do you know their background? Are they are artists by trade? Is art their career, or or do you know of some of them that actually have something else going on? Maybe they're lawyers, maybe they're teachers, but they also uh, do art and also help the homeless.
Yeah. So like the last group of artists when we did our event, of those people, two of those people were professional artists and they sell their art and that's what they do. But
Mhm.
the other ones have jobs, families, etc., and are doing that kind of on the side.
Do any of
Yes.
do any of the artists bring their families in when they get when they enjoy themselves and get inspired, and then bring more like souls in?
Yeah, that has happened too. And in terms of family, my family has been very helpful, very supportive, and very involved.
Is your
My siblings actually.
are your siblings do they have an art background, or are they inspired by you?
Oh, okay. My sister, she also makes art.
Mhm.
And she has donated a lot of her art to Art for the Homeless. And then the other ones aren't artists, but they are definitely, let us say, they're inspired and they like the project.
Mm.
Yeah, they like the project.
Well, Sarah Wells, if our listeners want to learn more about your work and Art for the Homeless, where should they go?
Okay, so they can go to Facebook and just look up the group Art for the Homeless, and they'll know that it's my group because there's actually one other group with the same title,
Mhm.
which I found, but that group has not been active since 2017.
Okay.
But our group, yeah, it has about 800 members and lots of art. You can see lots of art there and different success stories and stuff. It's a good group to join. And then also, am I allowed to give my phone number and my email?
If you like, yes. Yes.
Oh, great. Okay, so my phone number is 773-812-6814, and my email is Sarah with an H, page like a book, wells like water at gmail.com. Sarah Page Wells at gmail.com.
Wonderful. And uh, if the listeners go to Facebook, what is the group's cover photo?
Oh yeah, thank you for bringing that up. It just changed. So give me just a moment. I believe I have one of my artists who passed away not too long ago. One of the photographs he took of a bird. We have a bird on the cover photo.
Nice. And what color is the bird?
I think red. And I'm so sorry. I have quite a few Facebook groups. I have several, and so I'm trying to remember right off.
That's okay. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
it's a cardinal then. Is it a cardinal?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He has taken a cardinal. It might actually be the cardinal.
Hmm.
And you know what? Since he has taken a picture of a cardinal, I could literally, when we say goodbye to each other, go there and put the cardinal up.
Okay.
Then
Sounds
they'll find
like
it.
a plan. Okay. Sounds like a plan. Well, thank you so much, Sarah Page Wells, artist and Art for the Homeless. Thank you so much for your work and for joining us today.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, bye bye.